This video demonstration will show you how to set up and configure a Backup Exec 2010 deduplication storage folder, as well as how to configure backup jobs to utilize deduplication. From the home page of the Backup Exec 2010 console, we simply go to Configure Devices. In the Configure Devices screen, you see multiple devices that can be set up and made usable by Backup Exec 2010. In this case, we're going to set up a deduplication storage folder. In the General tab, we have the ability to give a name to the folder, to designate a storage path, and we do strongly recommend that you use a dedicated volume for Backup Exec 2010 deduplication. We can designate a separate database path if we so choose, determine the number of concurrent operations that we want to run simultaneously, and determine if we want to use the system logon account that we have in place or any other logon accounts that we have created. The Advanced tab gives us some additional options. We have the ability to determine what we want our low space threshold to be. That threshold will determine when jobs will suspend to prevent you from trying to write data to an insufficient amount of space. We can determine whether we want clients to have direct access to the deduplication storage folder. This essentially allows deduplication to occur client-side, and you will see that this is enabled by default. If, however, a situation arises where you wish to use deduplication at the Backup Exec media server, you can simply uncheck the radio button. Additionally, we can determine what we want our data stream chunk size to be, or our segment size. By default, that's set at 64 kilobytes, although we can alter that all the way from 1 kilobyte all the way up to 1 megabyte. And finally, we've determined 1, what we want our logging level to be, and 2, how long we wish to retain those logs. Once we've determined the attributes that we want this deduplication storage folder to have, Backup Exec 2010 then begins the creation process. Once we have completed creating our deduplication storage folder, on the Devices tab in the main portion of the Symantec Backup Exec 2010 GUI, we can see that the deduplication storage folder has in fact been created. Looking at the attributes of this folder, you'll notice some additional statistics down in the lower right-hand corner of the summary screen, including the total capacity of the deduplication storage folder, the used capacity, and the current deduplication ratio. That ratio can also be gathered by creating a report in the Reports section. In order to enable deduplication on a backup job, you simply create a new job. Once we've elected to create a new job, the next process is to just select what it is we would like to back up. In this particular case, we'll drill down through the domain that we have and actually create a backup job for our Exchange server. Once our data selection is complete, we can elect to run our job. A summary screen comes up, and on the summary screen you can see that the device that is being used to store the data is our deduplication storage folder, and that folder has all of the attributes embedded into it to enable deduplication. And that is how deduplication storage folders in Backup Exec 2010 are created, and how backup jobs to utilize that deduplication storage folder and thus deduplicate data either at the client side or the media side are done. Thank you.